Hey, and just a quick reminder that the audio-only versions of these Vital MX interviews are available on the Vital MX podcast page. Search for it anywhere you get your pods and let your friends know about it. What's up, guys? This is Darkside with Vital MX. Today, I've got Dylan Ferrandis on the phone. Dylan, how you doing, man?
I'm really good. Thank you very much.
Good to talk to you.
Been, just back to grind, like every October, every year. Back to Supercross, and I'm happy with the way it goes. So yeah, I'm really good.
Yeah, you've been feeling good on the bike?
Yes. So we got the new bike, new Yamaha 2023. We started so after the nation, we had 1 week off, and then we started to ride Supercross and the testing with the new bike, and it's been going very well. The bike is very, very, to me, better than last year in Supercross, and it fit more my riding style, and I feel way better on it compared to last year. So it's a big step in the right direction for me.
What specifically feels better about it?
I have more, I would say, I cannot really tell everything, but I would say that with this bike, I can go back to a more neutral setup. Like before I had always the same problem on the bike in Supercross, and so I had to set up my my bike to try to manage this problem. And now we don't have it anymore, so I can really I can really set the bike more neutral and don't have to go in any crazy direction. I don't know if it makes sense, but
yes,
the bike is just more simple to ride, and with a more simple setup, you can feel good in Supercross.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
I want to step back to the beginning of 2022. You come off the Pro Motocross Championship feeling great, and 22 Supercross and Motocross just does not go probably how you expected at all. You had some good rides at San Diego, Anaheim, Daytona. Going into Supercross, was it difficult to transition into Supercross on the 450, or what? Or was it just the bike stuff you just talked about that kind of held you back?
Honestly, with the way I ride now in Supercross with the new bike, I feel like my problem was just I couldn't feel good on the bike in Supercross. I feel like that was my only problem. I was trying the best I can. I was trying to ride better. I was doing a lot of testing, and I feel like me and the team we never find me the right setup on the old Yamaha bike in Supercross. And the last 2 seasons, I've been struggling with that. I never been really feeling great on it. It's not like I show up to the practice track every day like, the bike is awesome and don't need to change anything. Every day was like we can be better here, or I'm not good here. So it was every day struggling because I wasn't feeling good on it. So I feel like it was more a bike setup problem for me in Supercross, and that's why I think I didn't deliver the result I was hoping for.
Okay. All right. Well, and then going into the Pro Motocross Championship, hoping to defend your title, you had I believe a wrist and thumb injury. At that time, did you kind of feel like, why me? Why is this happening?
No, really. I worked really hard to come back after the Supercross and be ready for the national, and I was very ready. I was fit, I was fast, and the press day I crashed, and so I broke and dislocated my thumb, and it needed a surgery, and I was like, okay, it's a dangerous sport, so we all have injury, and I was like, it's my turn. I've been winning a title the last. Since 2018, I won at least one title every year, so 4 years in a row. So was really good. I was on a really good start, and last year was just a bad year with injury. We all know it can happen in a career, and I had it in the past, and just 1 year with injury. It's part of the sports, and it's fine. I was okay with it. I made a mistake, and it's my fault, and nobody's to blame, and just move on.
That's a great attitude to have, honestly. But I would assume sitting at home, not getting to run the number one plate, seeing your teammate Eli Tomac just doing so well, you still probably had to feel like that could be me, should be me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, it was tough. I wouldn't. I would lie if I would say it was easy. But like I think you text me this summer. You say, hey, "What do you think about something?" And I answer you that I didn't watch any race because of that. You know, I was kind of sick of it. You know, of not being able to defend this title, and I couldn't watch. I couldn't just hear or listen or see any picture of motocross. Get me very mad. So I just did my summer in Florida with my wife. We kind of relaxed a little bit, but at the same time I worked really hard on everything I could walk, because I had just a thumb injury, so I was able to run, even cycling, to work out. So yeah, I spent my summer busting my ass to come back, and yeah.
Yeah, all right. My next question, if you don't want to talk about this, I will just cut it out. But I'm going to ask you, and you just tell me if you don't want to talk about it. So you came back for a couple rounds to get some time on the bike, get prepared for Motocross of Nations. You had a 7th at Unadilla, and then at Budds Creek, we had the incident with Justin Barcia. Do you want to give your side on that? Do you have anything to say about that incident?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there is nothing bad to say. Like, I think I say everything on my Instagram post when it happened. You know, I mean, Barcia is Barcia. We're not gonna change it. I think he's not a very respectful rider on the track, but we all know that. And yeah, I just never expect him to do a dirty move by going off the track. You know, like we know on the track he's gonna do a dirty move, and we all know that, and we all okay with that. But yeah, well, what really get me mad in this situation is he went off track and still made a dirty move. So yeah, I was pretty pissed about that. And yeah, sure, he says it's my fault, and I say it's his fault. But yeah, whatever. You know, not much we can say. But yeah, it's just sad for the sport at the end.
Yeah, you know, he has that reputation, and it'd be one thing if it was just once in a while, but there's so many riders that have had this issue. It's at a point now where like you said, Barcia is Barcia, and that's kind of sad that everybody just says, well, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, for sure, it's sad. But I mean, as long as the people in the sports still agree with what he does, we cannot change anything. Us, the rider, you know, we have to deal with it. But yeah, I think it doesn't show a good side of a sport, and even for him, like I think he doesn't have any titles in 450 class, so that shows that this technique doesn't work.
I would agree with that. At the time, I believe had you already been asked about Motocross of Nations? Was that something on your mind once you got hurt?
Yeah, for sure, because I didn't really race this season. You know, Motocross of Nation every year for us in America, it's a tough race because your season is finished. It's been a long season, and you're tired. You want to rest and get ready for Supercross. So most of the riders, they don't really want to ride because of that, you know. And this season for me, I didn't really race much, so I was just happy to have a chance to do another race, you know. And so for sure, I was very interested, and especially in the US. So you don't have to travel back to Europe or anywhere in the world, you know, which is a big organization, you know. Riding at Redbud was pretty easy for us. So yeah, sure, I was very interested, and as soon as I knew I would be able to ride at my full potential, I say yes to the team.
Yeah, and then once you had the back injury, you had to work really hard at getting back to full strength. I think there was talk that you weren't 100% sure you were going to be ready. How hard was it physically and mentally to get over the back injury? Because back injuries can be long lasting.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like it wasn't crazy, it wasn't that bad, but just every time I tried to ride, it gave me lap after lap. I had more pain, and until I couldn't really ride anymore. So it was just more a problem of I couldn't ride, but off the bike it was not so bad. It wasn't really like I didn't hurt anything. It was just a bruise, and so yeah, it was just weird. I couldn't ride. So at some point, for sure, we were like, okay, if we had the deadline. If at this point I can't ride, we're not gonna do the nation because I don't want to race with at 70% or 80% of what I can do. So there's no point riding like that. So we kind of rest. I just rest, and when I feel rested enough, I went back to the training, and my back was fine, and we say yes, let's go.
Oh, that's great. So sticking with Motocross of Nations, as a country, you guys finished second. You won in qualifying. You put everything you had into that ride. How do you feel about your performance? I know there was a few crashes because you were pushing so hard. There was a couple different issues. Looking back on it a few weeks later, how do you feel about your performance?
I think it was good. It was a good weekend for sure. Too many mistakes for me, but I mean, was a Motocross of Nation is a big event. You know, a lot of pressure, and for me coming back from injury after a bad year, you know, I wanted to show that I'm still good, and maybe I just wanted a little too much, and that's why I crashed. But I mean, I show good speed, good start, good physical strength in end of the moto. So like, yeah, I showed that I had everything to be back to what I was last year in motocross. So that was good. But yeah, for sure, a little bit disappointed that we couldn't really fight for the win with USA. You know, I feel like I would say like the 250, the home soil advantage was big, and also I think the 250 with I mean, today when you don't have the Star Racing Yamaha 250, it's hard to fight, you know, for a win. So I think that was the biggest disadvantage we have.
Okay. We talked that weekend about how hard you can be on yourself. Even sometimes when you finish second, you're very, very hard on yourself. You talked about that's something you need to work on maybe. Do you feel like sometimes that could hurt you to not see the positives in what you do?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like when I get home after a race that I didn't win, I'm not really a nice people, you know, a nice person. You know, I'm very mad, very angry. So for sure, it's not easy for us, for the people around me every day because of that. So yeah, that's for sure something I need to work on. But I'm getting better.
Yeah, that's good to hear. The fact that you acknowledge it means that you're going to work on it. So that's good. That's just going to make you a better champion.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, when you train and you work really hard to win, you don't win. It's just difficult for me to accept it.
Well, that's what sets you apart from other people that do accept it. I think that's what makes champions.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, next year, you talked about the home field advantage, Motocross of Nations, going to Arnay, France, back home. How does that make you feel? How excited are you? I know it's a year away still, but it has to have you. It's got to be on at the top of your mind.
No, not really.
Okay.
The top of my mind is to win the Supercross Championship. That's my only dream. But yeah, for sure it could be interesting. Especially for me, I never raced Motocross of Nation in France, so I know I've been there as a fan. I know how big it is, and yeah, for sure it will be something great to do in my career. And but like I said before, like after a very long season here in the US, it's very difficult to still add one more race on your calendar and like show up ready and at 100%. You know, it's very difficult. So we will see later next year. But yeah, for sure, I would like to do it. I will do it. I don't know yet.
Okay. Can we talk about your coach, David Vuillemin, and your parting ways? How did that come about? What was the decision? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy. You know, I was out in injury this summer. I was kind of, you know, just by myself with my wife in Florida doing my thing. And yeah, I first heard on, I don't remember which media, he kind of said that we didn't work together, or I don't remember what he said, but something happened this summer and I just didn't know about it. You know, one day I showed up to the track and my team told me that. I was very surprised. And yeah, I think that was just the beginning of the relation going. I mean, just the beginning of the end of the relation, you know. And yeah, I think the last 2 years, I didn't find that he really helped me to get where I want to be in Supercross. So I think it was time for me to change and to find to do something different, because it didn't work the last 2 years. So I don't want to keep going on something that doesn't work.
Okay, fair enough. A couple more questions. We've talked about this too. You recently, in the last couple of years, become very good friends with Christian Craig. He obviously just switched teams. Is that a little bit of a disappointment to not have somebody that you're so close to under the tent?
I can't say it's a disappointment, because I'm very happy for him. He earned this 450 ride and he deserved it. So I'm very happy for him. But for sure, yeah, we were a good friend, and we were in the same city here in Florida, and we had good time together when we could. So now he's not here anymore, and we cannot really spend our time together when we have free time. So for sure, it's a little sad, but I mean, it's part of the life, and I'm just happy that he's get his ride, and he's gonna be good, I think, on a Husky in 450. So I'm just happy about that.
Very nice. Two more questions. You talked about your goal is to win the Supercross Championship in 23. There is a new schedule, a little bit of a new format with Super Motocross. They're going to combine some stuff, outdoors, indoors. They have 3 additional races for the Super Motocross Championship. I don't know if you've looked into the schedule and how it works. What do you think about the changes, if you know what they are?
I saw the schedule of everything, but honestly, as a rider, I don't have really much information, and nobody ever told me more details than what you know. So I don't really know much, but yeah, like I said before, the season are pretty long, so It's a lot of racing, and I don't really ask for more racing. For me, my goal is to win the Supercross Championship, and I mean, if it happened, it would be the end for me. That would be what I wanted to achieve, and it would be done. So I don't know if I would do any other race. So I think it's gonna be surprising for everybody next year how it goes, and we will see. Like I said, I don't know really much about it.
Okay, last question: is there anything about yourself, hobbies, interests, that you might want to tell us that maybe nobody knows about? Just something where people could get to know you a little bit better. Anything that you're interested in?
I mean, if nobody knows, there's a reason, I kind of want to keep it a secret. But no, I don't have anything crazy. I think my personality is maybe different than what I show, and that's the only thing I can really tell. But I don't do anything crazy that nobody would be interesting to know.
Okay, I do tell everybody that, when they ask about you, that you're really a funny, friendly guy. Like you're a great guy when I've talked to you, and I don't think everybody knows that because they don't get a chance to hear from you all the time. But yeah, you're definitely a normal guy. You're really cool to talk to, and I appreciate you taking some time for us today.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, man. Well, you have a good rest of your day. Tell the wife I said hi, and we'll see you at Anaheim.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
very much.